If you've been feeling behind lately, like life is moving faster than you can catch up, this video is for you as a reminder to slow down, that you're not late, that you're just living life at your own pace. Today, we'll be talking about how to stop rushing your growth, how to find peace in slower seasons, and how to actually enjoy becoming who you're meant to be. For most of my life, I thought progress meant speed. The faster I moved, the more successful I was, the more time I had, the more I had to gain. But I found myself burnt out, constantly measuring my life against timelines that weren't mine. I hit every goal except peace. And it took me years to realize that slowing down wasn't falling behind. It was actually catching up to myself. We rush because of comparison and timeline culture. The myth of being on track and life milestones that no longer fit everyone's reality. What we in the 1950s? Just kidding. But we're performing progress instead of living it. We are not in the moment, we are in the next moment constantly. And we compare our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. Oh, this person does this every morning. This person cooks breakfast every morning. I can barely cook breakfast every morning. It creates a vicious comparison cycle that only leaves us as the individual comparing, miserable, depressed, anxious, and always chasing the wheel. But remembering that peace isn't passive. You actively choose peace because everything else comes so passively, especially the negativity, the pessimistic thoughts, and all that stuff comes so easily. But we have to actively choose peace and choose not to race the timelines and see who you ahead of, who you better than, because you got to this goal before them. So the pause is very important. It's the slow, unseen parts of our lives where we really are taking time to mold and prep ourselves and grow ourselves into the next best version of ourselves because we're constantly growing. So you're never going to not stop growing and becoming better as a person. That's why I phrased it that way. And you're not losing time, you're gaining depth. So just think about everything you do, even when you think you're losing time, there's something that's going to come out of that. And you gotta not be so hard on yourself. But I do have some practical steps to help you slow down on your growth journey. Not eliminate growth, but to create the will of how you want to grow and how you can start removing the standards of growth and creating your own so that you are productive in a way that makes sense for you and not productive in a way where it feels manufactured, you know? So the first thing is to refrain from saying, I'm behind, I'm always missing out on everything, I'm always late to everything, I'm always a step behind what everybody is accomplishing. Rephrase that whole frame of thinking and think that I'm becoming the financial person that I want to. I'm becoming the career individual that I want to. I'm becoming the more confident person. I'm becoming the more healthy person. All that reframing actively puts you in the place of becoming that person, and not you in a mind frame of life will never go as I want it to. And so this shows that you're still in progress. You're still progressing to that person. Even if you make your first $1,000, your first $100, you're still going to keep progressing because you're like, I'm a financial person. So once I make my first 500, I'm looking for my first 1,000. I'm looking for 15, 2,000, and so on. And so you're constantly becoming because you're actively working to progress yourself, and you're not just going for a one hit goal. You're going for a goal that's going to keep shaping you as a person. So like this will be important to think about your goals in a systematic way, not just the reach this goal kind of thing. You want to make a system around your goals because it's going to create a system around your life. And I feel like systems are so much better than just hitting hitting goals, because when you're making a system, you're almost molding yourself on how you're going to approach the thing. So if it's something financial related, you have a system around finances. So no matter where you find yourself, you're going to approach your finances this way because you have like a muscle memory for a foundation, so to speak. And so the second practical step is to replace comparison with compassion, to view yourself as a friend, to speak to yourself as a friend, to be kind to yourself as a friend. Because a lot of times we are our worst enemy. We talk so bad to ourselves. We destroy our confidence and our beliefs and our vision and and drive before anyone else has a chance to. So we have to think of ourselves as our best allies, our best friends, and that we have to be more compassionate about where we are, even when we're not satisfied with where we are. That comparing ourselves to others will not just miraculously give us what they have that we want. No, it doesn't work that way. So you have to work on yourself, work on being a good person to yourself, and being compassionate and being loving. And that way, you can be more focused on who I am today, what I can do, how I can be a better person to myself, and all that goodness will continue to spread in everything that you do. And so, third, practice daily pauses. So, even if it's 10 minutes of silence, it helps realign your mindset, helps you gain perspective for how you're feeling. It gives you time to assess what you're feeling, how your body's feeling, how your mind's feeling. And it gives you that quiet time that allows your brain to stop and say, hey, this is what I can be doing right now to make this solution a better solution, or to make myself feel better, to take care of myself. And this 10 minutes of silence means no music, no chatter, just 10 minutes of isolation where you can just be with yourself in your thoughts. And a lot of times you realize a lot of the things that you may be telling yourself in a moment, feeling in that moment, you get more clarity when you stop and eliminate external stimulators and really see what's going on within yourself and not running from yourself, because you can't hide from yourself because you feel and see and think everything that's within yourself, and you got to at least have peace within yourself. And remember, you don't have to rush to prove that you're growing. You're allowed to evolve quietly, you're allowed to rest without guilt, and you're allowed to be proud of the progress that no one sees. Because at the end of the day, it is you and you only. What you do or don't do does not affect anyone but you. It's not a reflection of anyone but you. Even though, you want to make your parents and loved ones proud, what you do is a reflection on you and how you carry yourself. Yeah, sometimes people will refer to a person is the way that they were raised, and that's a reflection on how their parents were. But in reality, sometimes there are really good parents and they may not be the best outcome of a child, and vice versa. They can be really bad parents, and then you have a positive outcome for a child that grows up into an adult. So, if this message resonates with you, subscribe to The Key Lies Within for more reflections on growth, grace, and alignment. And also, you can read the full article of Why You're Not Behind in Life in 3 Ways to Reclaim Your Own Timeline on Medium, and listen to a full podcast on Spotify. Remember, you're not behind, you are becoming.